At Mindfulness in Motion, we pride ourselves on delivering the highest level of expertise and care to the people and communities we support. Our company philosophy revolves around the commitment to excellence, ensuring the best service possible from the most skilled professionals in the education and healthcare industry. The first thing we do when we consult with districts is complete a needs assessment and speak directly to all administrators, teachers, and staff as to how we can best support them. It is our job to take our expertise and work with each person's individual needs when creating a support plan. We are not an all or nothing or one size fits all company. Education is individualized, therefore, every support should be individualized to fit each person's area of need. We let kids lead and show us the way that they need to learn. We view every interaction as an opportunity to make a positive impact and connection. With Mindfulness in Motion, you're not just getting a service, you're getting authentic experts in the field that focus on connection, co-regulation, and collaboration to support achievable outcomes. So who are the faces behind Mindfulness in Motion? Let me tell you the story of Dr. D and Mrs. Me. Mindfulness in Motion was created by two educational occupational therapists with a combined experience of over 2 decades in the early intervention and educational system who believe in an inclusive world. The foundation of our company is rooted in neurodiversity affirming care and the belief of incorporating mindfulness and movement in everyday life to support self-regulation, life productivity, and emotional regularity across the lifespan. Our mission is to reform education through the practice of mindfulness and movement. We are the company that believes occupational therapists belong in general education, belong everywhere, accessible to all teachers, district staff, administrators, and most importantly, to all students. We are not just a restrictive IEP service. We are so much more. A huge area of need, especially after the pandemic, was the social emotional development of our young children. We believe in empowering and educating our early childhood students to understand their own brains and bodies and how it connects to their emotions and activities of daily living and educational tasks. We want them to know that they have 8 senses and not 5, so that they begin to understand why they feel the way they do, especially when experiencing strong emotions. This is why we created a supplemental curriculum for TK through 2nd grade to support social emotional learning in alignment with Second Steps, the DRDP, and the California Preschool Curriculum Framework, ensuring compliance and continuity with all early childhood supports provided while providing teachers with realistic, meaningful strategies that begin setting the foundation to increase emotional intelligence immediately. Research paired with decades of experience tells us that preventative and proactive strategies, rather than waiting and reacting, support decreased services across a lifespan and provide support immediately while increasing the appropriateness of referrals. As early childhood occupational therapists, we are here to tell you that we are not the handwriting teachers. What we are the people that will teach teachers the foundational skills necessary for handwriting and how to support overall handwriting progression and development through classroom instruction and multi-sensory experiences before even placing a pencil in a child's hand. We have a phrase we use in preschool that often confuses people: no pencils in preschool. You see, developmentally, young children are not ready to hold a pencil in their hand and engage in the act of writing in the early years of preschool. When you allow children to engage in a variety of sensory motor experiences, you allow them to build those foundational skills for handwriting to set them up for better success with paper pencil tasks as they get older. So yes, OTs do support handwriting, but as you are beginning to see, we support so much more. We are here to shift the mindset about what inclusion looks like for our highest support needs students and to provide them with the most accessible and meaningful education they possibly can receive. We at Mindfulness in Motion have years of experience working with higher support needs students as well as within several SBCSS County classrooms, providing individualized and realistic sensory motor supports that teachers could use to support access and inclusion for the students that usually get left behind and are at the farthest ends of most school campuses.
Hi everyone, Miss Lisa here, and I had the privilege to work with me and Danielle starting this past school year. We call them the MIMS, by the way. That's the nickname we gave them. I have a medically fragile mod severe class, so when I go to trainings and all, I have more of a difficult time getting information that'll help me support my students. So when they walked in, they had all this experience, the population in my class, which I thought was amazing. So what they did is they brought strategies that they shared with me. They brought material that I can use with my kiddos. They also, helped a lot with fine motor. So they even gave us a strategy for a sensory table, which, with sensory is really important to expose them to different materials. So I had kiddos who would put stuff in their mouth, and they came in, they're like, okay, yeah, this is an issue, but let's do this strategy with them, and that'll kind of stop them from putting stuff in their mouth, but still expose them to sensory material. So in my head, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is all I needed. What's really awesome about them is, I can call them, I can text them and say, hey, I need help with this goal. Can you support me? Or how do I meet this kiddo's sensory needs? And they're able to give me answers and all that. So thank you, Mims. Bye.
Kids are entering school earlier than ever before and being met with unrealistic expectations for independence, especially with toileting. There is a misconception that children must be toilet trained to enter preschool and transitional TK, and we are here today to bust that myth and tell you that is not correct information. We are here to ensure that districts can support their teachers with the best toileting strategies with a foundation of ensuring dignity, consent, co-regulation, and collaboration.
I first became acquainted with Danielle and me of Mindfulness in Motion when they provided our professional development training for our preschool program. And we connected right away, came and visited my classroom, and the first thing they said was, how can we help? How can we support you? And I really appreciated that. We ended up deciding to pilot a toilet training program because we saw the need of preschool students going into TK and kinder inclusion programs that we really needed to focus on trying to get these kids toilet trained in preschool. So we created a program, we met with families, Danielle and me did virtual meetings with parents, and they really supported them and told them they were doing an awesome job. And at the end of the school year, I had 13 out of 15 students that were toilet trained. They also supported me by helping me write IEP goals, writing behavior intervention plans, and overall just encouraging me that I also could do it.
Hi, Miss Lizzie here. I had the privilege of working with Danielle, me, and their team, aka the MIMS, this past school year. The amount of support that they provided last year was astronomical. Their trainings, everything that they brought into the classroom, and even their words of encouragement means so much to me as a teacher and as a person. They brought in busy boards for my kids. They brought personnel to help train my paras in my classroom to best support the students in my classroom. I teach a mild mod class, but last year my kids there was a lot of big personalities, and it was a very rough year for me as a teacher. Don't think I would have survived without their support, trainings, and encouragement. They would come in and be like, okay, what do you need, Miss Lizzie? Where can I help you? What can I do? And it felt so good to be seen as a teacher and heard. My favorite thing that they did last year was a huge IEP training. Even as a teacher of 7 years, to have that training one-to-one was amazing because I'd never experienced a training that was geared towards me as a special ed preschool teacher. And I couldn't say anything bad about them or nothing but good because they're amazing.
We recently presented 2 of our trainings at the SBCSS Early Childhood Symposium, Not Your Typical Handwriting Training, and a Neurodiversity Affirming Approach to Toileting in the School System. Here are just a few words from teachers and other district staff that have taken our training. With our support, we always hope to instill a mindset shift towards using neurodiversity affirming practices and why it should be the foundation for inclusive practices. We are so excited that the individuals that take our training really seem to benefit and be able to start implementing the strategies immediately. Our mentor and special education director at Rialto Unified, Bridget Ely, told us that we were ahead of our time in thinking in our ways to support students. She encouraged us to continue to educate and empower all district staff and administrators as to how occupational therapists can support beyond an IEP service, especially within early childhood programs. We understand that true change takes time and consistency. We are the company that bridges that gap, fills in where the areas of needs are, and help district staff provide the highest quality training to their educators to ensure accountability and that support is provided in all areas of need for both staff and students. We are the company that does what is best for kids always. We are the company that will always begin our support with what do you need and how can we help? Because we are the company that educates, collaborates, and empowers. We are Mindfulness in Motion.